Dilak. When I hear Kak Dilak. All right, welcome. I'm taking Russian lessons. You're welcome back to News Hub. And we have the discussion this morning. We can laugh because a lot of people have found their way out of crisis. And many of them are beginning to reshape their life and taking a day at a time. Many thanks to what people are doing, for example, like Blessing and Mubosa. Blessing, great to have you join us on News Hub, and it's a pleasure to see you this week.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Brilliant, brilliant. And we also have joining Blessing this morning, we have, I know there's been an update in the guest list. I just will quickly, we have Dr. Amarach Mojekwu. It's been a while we spoke with Dr. Amarach Mojekwu, but thank you very much. And for the great work you continue to do in Ukraine, Dr. Mojekwu. All right, kindly unmute your device. It looks like you're still...
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear, and we are delighted we can see you again.
Awesome. Right, your life is bad.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great, great. So the last time we spoke with you, you're talking about the great work you were doing, the humanitarian work you were doing, putting yourself in the line of fire just to get help to people, and it's great that we see that you're up and about still. So give us an update on what's been happening so far.
Oh yeah, so the work continues, right? It's work, and it's not like it's ending anytime soon, you know, just considering what we're hearing and all the news flying around. But then the impact of the work can be felt every day in the lives of people, you know, families. A lot of people have lost their homes and people are on the streets. So we are here supporting them, helping them get through every day, you know, to even prevent some people from committing suicide. But you know, whilst I'm doing my work, I'm seeing that there's still a lot of Nigerians who are still here. I know that's not in the news, but yeah, there are people who are not documented, and some of these people, they don't want to show their faces, and they don't want to go to another European country because they don't know what their fate will be. And so they are hiding in the streets, they are everywhere. So what I've decided to do is, that's what I'm doing now. So I'm gathering them, I'm telling them that they're not alone, they have somebody. Let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do to support you. And I've been able to figure some countries that they can go to where their rules are not that strict. So even if they were not documented in Ukraine, we can easily move them to some of these countries, like Portugal and some other countries. So that's what I've been working on. Throughout the week, I've been counseling a lot of them, bringing them, getting them cleaned up, getting them food, accommodation. And in fact, I even started a center just for them. And this is what I have here. It's called Center for Black Revenants in Ukraine. So I'm saying, if you need counseling, if you need accommodation, if you need food supplies, clothing, borders crossing, documentary issues, documentation issues, just let me know.
Right, that's a good one. Thanks for all that you do, Dr. Mojekwu. We'll get to Bless in just a moment. Tell us the atmosphere in Kyiv, I mean, the war situation. Can you give us on-the-spot assessment of what you're seeing on the ground?
Okay, so on the ground, like I said, there are a lot of damages that had been done, that have already been done, and you know, so we have.
Oh, okay.
We have a lot of places that. Sorry.
Please go on. Oh, okay. We'll wait for you.
Hello?
To. Okay, yes, please go ahead, please. Clear now.
Yes. Yeah, awesome. So I was saying that, so because we have a lot of places that were burnt down, we have a lot of people who are stranded. So just right now, what we have going on is a lot of fear because we don't know where the next rocket, which is why we are making every.
Oh, well, we do hope that you'll be able to land on this statement. We'll get back to you in a moment, Dr. Mojekwu.
Right, let's get to Blessing Mubosa to get some of her thoughts also too on the unfolding story. Blessing, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Excellent.
Like Dr. Mara was. was saying there are a lot of missiles, although the Russian troops have not invaded Kiev, but every other city around Kiev and other cities in Ukraine have been affected seriously, and their safety is really not guaranteed. Even if they want to stay, it's not sure. And so that's why Dr. Mara is also one of those, one of Fsnaid members, and she's among the counseling and conflict revolution officer who helps people over there, and she's been doing a great work, even helping the older people, because I was talking to her today and I said, I think as time goes on, it's time for you to leave yourself. And she was saying that it's not leaving as a thing. As a human being, she's seen all these old people and families, even if she leaves on her own, where are the fundings even for her and other people to leave, because majority of the funds she has gotten assistance from other NGOs and other people have been spent on other on the students and those who she has met that are stranded. So it's right now we're trying to see how to raise funds for her and those undocumented Nigerians who are not willing to come back home. At least other countries like Portugal have accepted to take them in. So we're pleading to well-being Nigerians to reach out to us at www.fsnaid.org, or also reach out to Silverbird to contribute the little that they can in order for people like Dr. Amarach to be able to move forward and be able to help and be able to transit those people in need. So far now it's really challenging for her. She's really done a whole lot, despite her health challenges she has faced, despite a whole lot of things that have been happening over in Ukraine.
All right. I mean, it's good to have someone who would, I mean, on humanitarian grounds, risk it all and be willing to go, beg over backwards for others to be okay. And that's highly commendable. But let's talk about updates on other moves that you've been making to help other students who've been displaced, as well as other Nigerians and not necessarily students. Can you give us an update?
Well, we're having, we're trying to get the non-students to write their proposals and business plans, and those who have kids to see how they could also get shelters and stability for their family, because we're having a lot of challenges where most of them are saying we always keep on sending funds to the students and we're not looking at them, and we're trying to create a structure and send out requests for financial assistance for those who are not students. We've had a little bit of progress, but most times it's quite difficult. But some of them we have where one parent have their documents and another parent is not a Ukrainian citizen, or one parent is just a permanent resident. And then in European countries, we've seen situations where they would not want to give assistance to those who don't have a Ukrainian passport or even a resident, even if you're married to a Ukrainian, or even if you stayed there for so many years and you have documentation to show that you have stayed there for so many years. So it's a work in progress. It's not an overnight thing.
Oh, all right, and I admit it's a real work in progress. It's Johnny, actually, with what Blessing has done with the Fsnaid. I mean, we searched from the infancy and how it happened. We cannot reconnect with Dr. Amarach Mojekwu, but you cannot dispute the work she's been doing for the stranded Nigerians and the humanitarian work which Blessing talks about. You're going to be here again tomorrow, Blessing, but I was going to ask a question about the sort of work you're still doing with Dr. Mojekwu, because obviously there are Nigerians who are still stranded in Ukraine and will require help, not just now, but perhaps also in the long term, if you can't get them out of Ukraine.
Yes, we like she said, those that are undocumented, like countries like Portugal have agreed that when they come into their country, they would have them documented and placed in the system. And of course, they will stay in shelter for some while. But the thing is, getting them transportation service from where they are in Ukraine outside Ukraine. It will cost them over, so far we have like 20 of them, but at least 10 of them which we, Dr. Amarach has physically seen. And let's say if you want to get it, each person is cost over $2,500 or more to move them out of Ukraine presently. And that we're talking about almost $30-something thousand. And if we're saying 20 of them, we're talking about almost $60-something thousand. And so that's a whole lot of money in this economy. And we're also trying to see how to make other provisions if we can sustain, because a lot of them do not even have food to eat presently. Some of them are saying, if I come back to Nigeria, that means my life is going to end, because they are suicidal state. They are very depressed. It's more like the war has really affected them more than they thought, because by now a lot of people thought the war would be ended. We also see where the Russian and the China government have collaborated to have their currency, foreign currency, where they'll be able to trade. And I think that's where a lot of Africans are missing it, where we do not realize that a time is going to come where every person, every Nigerian's help is going to be needed to grow this country. Because if peradventure anything happening in any part of the world, Africa is going to be the resting place or the hideout for so many other Western countries. And yet we are not empowering our own, and yet we are not even seeing the youths and the children of tomorrow, the leaders of tomorrow. We are not seeing them as being valuable. And I think that's something our government should look into, and the leaders should think about and try to restructure ways on how to take care of those even outside the country, so they'll be happy to come back home, even in times of crisis like this.
All right, thank you so much. Blessing. We wish we can go on and on with you, but it's always another day when we hope to still have you on the program to give us more insight into all that you're doing, as well as the other associates in helping Nigerians who've been displaced in Ukraine and in neighboring countries now, and even those who are in there, like Dr. Mojekwu, doing good in Ukraine. Thank you once again, Blessing Moposa of Fsnaid. We thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. And have a nice day.
Thank you. Also, would like to talk to Dr. Amarach Mojekwu, who's presently in Kyiv, a medical doctor and internal medicine humanitarian who's helping Nigerians displaced there. Many of them, according to her, undocumented and who need help to get back their lives, so to speak. So thank you so much for joining us on the program too.
Right, so it's good to end on the high. Nigeria's making us proud, right?
Absolutely. Right. All right, so that's the show. We thank you very much for being part of it today. Monday to Friday, this is what we do, 7 o'clock to 9:50 in the morning. We'll bring you news hub. Tomorrow will not be an exception. Join us then. I am Sheung Oyedeji, wishing you a beautiful day.
And until tomorrow is Urashush Kwaheri.